Hi, I'm Lindsey Higgins. I've run a wellbeing-focused circus school in London for the past 9 years, and that work has led me into directing and producing psychodynamic performance projects exploring limiting self-beliefs and authentic expression.
It's no overstatement to say that it's been one of the most important things that I've ever done in my life. And it felt like something that I've been waiting for without realising it. It forced me to work through stuff that I know for a fact that I never would have been able to work through, like in isolation, which I think is really powerful because without being forced to face those fears, I think you can only get so far with like internal work. I worked with a limiting self-belief that is really like at the core of all of the things that hold me back in my life. So I kind of designed it within the construct that you created to like be as challenging for myself as possible. And I'm so glad that I did, because I don't think I would have been able to face that any other way. It's sort of like this fear and I've conquered it and everything's sorted. But it's like I've stepped into resolving something that I don't know how I would have done otherwise. So I'm extremely grateful.
I performed a lot in my life. I'm very theatrical. Even now, like I want to go for the laugh. And so it was very different. I performed serious things before, but they've always been character. Every character is a window into yourself, but it's how big the window is and how clearly someone can see through it. I find vulnerability hard because I can always sort of intellectualize everything. So it was really interesting to do something where it was not an intellectual exercise. It was you see it or you don't, or you're seeing me in this very vulnerable state. My limiting self-belief has been one for years of my body, that somehow my body is wrong. It doesn't matter what I do, if I look in the mirror, my body will be wrong in some form. Even saying it makes me uncomfortable still. I don't want other people to see me that way and know that that's how I feel about myself. I've never been that vulnerable on stage, and so after the show it's been sort of like lingering around with this thing of like, wow, these people know that about me now. Is it really so bad to admit that to yourself and admit it to other people and then to really look at it? The process of the show and after the show has been a lot of like sitting with these feelings that are so old in me, like I don't know when they started. Knowing that they're there and knowing that I can show them to other people without having to worry that they're gonna like pity me or even tell me they're necessarily wrong, just let it sit there. It's different than any kind of thing I've done with those feelings before. Like trying to leave it out of your spine, and you can't do that. That's what I've begun to realize afterwards.
Just seen the shadowing and it was actually amazing. It was so immersive. You were literally walking to a forest and you brought us to so many emotion. It was actually an experience more than a show.
Yeah, it was beautiful. You could see the connection between all of them, especially after hearing about the creation process.
They all went on a journey and then they took us on a journey. You feel really confronted with the limiting self-belief.
It will last, arresting and stopping and challenging the self and which sort of boundaries and portals and lines we put around ourselves and say, I won't go there, but then I'm trying to. I could see the self-imposed limitations, immersive theatre with fantastic costumes and lots of character to it. It has a lot more effect when you're that close.
It's somehow less circusy and much darker and stranger. It's such an incredible means of expression that I just burst into tears on multiple occasions. Something weird about it, I can't put my finger on what it was, but it just really affected me quite profoundly. I've never seen people share in that way before because they were actually able to express what they were trying to express.